Today let me start SST chapter number 13, the Parliamentary Government. First of all, today we will learn about Parliamentary Government यानी कि संसदीय सरकार, है ना? उसके बारे में आज हम पढ़ेंगे. तो इसके what are the learning outcomes? The Parliamentary Government, the powers and functions of the Parliament, relationship between the two houses of the Parliament, and next one, division of the subjects between the center and the states. The Parliamentary Government, what is this? In our country, the legislature is the supreme body that frames the law, the executive implements these law, and the judiciary interprets the law. The legislature is called the parliament, यानी कि संसद बोलते हैं हम, जिसको संसद भवन भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है. On the basis of relationship between the executive and legislature, the government may be of two kinds, parliamentary and presidential. Okay. So the former originated in the England and is practiced in most of the countries, whereas presidential form of government originated in USA. Parliamentary government is also called cabinet government or responsible government. In this system, the executive is responsible to the parliament for its works and exercise of authority, and the ministers who exercise the executive powers are taken from the parliament. Reasons for opting for the parliamentary system of government in India. India adopted parliamentary form of government that was established in phases during the British rule on the demand of Indian people. After independence, the same system was adopted because we were familiar with the system and it was successful in India. So this form of government is better suited for India because of the following merits. Which merit? These are: number one, it is a responsible government. It is responsible to the legislature, and through the legislature to the people, the government act for the welfare of the people. Number two, it is flexible and changes according to time. ठीक है, time के according change होती है. Changes in the cabinet take place often, so parliament can change the ministry if it does not work according to its wishes. In this system, there is a close relationship between the executive and the legislature. Most of the bills for legislations are introduced in the parliamentary by the minister. Number four, there is a harmonious cooperation between the executive and legislature in this form of government, which ensures efficiency. It is always responsive to the public opinion. If the cabinet acts against public opinion, it has to face a downfall. Such a form of government recognizes the opposition, which is always ready to criticize the government when it tries to go to the wrong way. Organs of the Indian government. India has a government comprising of the following. There are three organs. Number one, the legislature. This organ makes law. In India, this is done by parliament at the center and state legislature in the states. The executive. This organ implements the laws. The president, the prime minister and the council of ministers form the executive at the center. The governor, the chief minister and the council of ministers comprises the executive in the states. The judiciary, यानी कि न्यायतंत्र. This organ settles disputes and administrative justice. In India, the Supreme Court, the High Court and the lower courts from the judiciary. तो ये तीन तंत्र है, ठीक है ना? सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट और लोअर कोर्ट. पार्लियामेंट यानी कि संसद. As India is a federation of states, it has double set of governments, union government and state government. ठीक है? Union has its own legislature called parliament, and our legislative powers of the union are exercised by the parliament, which consists of two houses. And the President India legislature is a bicameral legislature. Parliament's two houses are the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha composition. The Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. It is the representative body of the people. Okay, there may be up to 550 members in the Lok Sabha Out of these, 530 members are directly elected from the states, while 20 members represent the union territories. At present, there are 543 members in the Lok Sabha. The term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years, but it may be dissolved by the president earlier too. During an emergency, its term may be extended for a period of 6 months at a time, subject to a maximum of 3 years. So the seats in the Lok Sabha are allotted to the states and the union territories on the basis of their respective populations. Qualifications of the candidates for the Lok Sabha. अब लोक सभा के कैंडिडेट जो है सदस्य होने के लिए क्या क्या क्वालिफिकेशन चाहिए? To contest the Lok Sabha election, a candidate must fulfill the following qualification. He should be a citizen of India. He should have acquired 21 years of age. He should not be a proclaimed criminal, insolvent or mentally unsound. This is the qualifications. These are normal things. He should not hold any government job at the time of seeking an election. He should have his name in the electoral rolls in any part of the country. A person can contest election to the Lok Sabha from more than one constituency. However, he cannot be a member of both houses of parliament at the same time. Okay. Nor can be member of the parliament and the state legislature simultaneously. Elections, यानी कि मतदान. General elections to the Lok Sabha are held at least once every 5 years, यानी कि 5 साल में एक बार. ठीक है. The election commission conduct these elections for the purpose of elections. The country is divided into electoral units called the constituencies. Each constituency is based on population ranging from 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh. Voting is done by a secret ballot. A voter must be an adult citizen of India. The provision of symbol help illiterate voters to identify the candidates. Nowadays, voting is done by a voting machine containing the name of the candidates along with their symbols. So the voter has to press the button of the name of candidate of his choice. Speaker. After elections, the members of the Lok Sabha elect from among themselves the presiding officer or speaker of the Lok Sabha. The speaker is generally from the ruling party, but once elected as the speaker, he has to act impartially. In his absence, the deputy speaker conducts the proceeding of the house. The deputy speaker generally belongs to the opposition party. Functions of the speaker. The speaker performs several important functions mentioned as under. He presides over the meetings of the Lok Sabha and maintains discipline in the house. He allows time to the members to speak in the house. He can adjourn the meeting of the Lok Sabha. Resolution or bills can be moved only with his permission. Number 5. He calls for vote on the bills as well as on other motions. He presides over joint sessions of both the houses. He decides whether a particular bill is a money bill or not. He can suspend a member from the house for misconduct. He appoints various parliamentary committees and guides them in their work. So he safeguards the privilege of the members of the house. He can adjourn the house if it lacks quorum. It means that he cannot conduct business unless 10 out of 1 of the members are present. Number 12. He allows or disallow a member to put a question during the question hour. He admits various motions for adjournment or non-confidence motion, etc. He has casting vote in case of a deadlock. Rajya Sabha. Composition. The Rajya Sabha or the Council of States is the upper house of the Parliament. It has a maximum strength of 250 members. Of these, 238 members represent the states and the union territories, and 12 members are nominated by the president. So these nominated members include distinguished individuals from the fields of art, literature, science, technology, social service, etc. So at present the Rajya Sabha has 245 members, 233 of them are elected members while 12 members are nominated. Okay, so the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Unlike Lok Sabha, it cannot be dissolved. 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years and elections are held for the vacant seats. The election to Rajya Sabha is indirect, i.e. all the voters do not cast their votes. Instead, their representatives to various state legislative assemblies elect the members of the Rajya Sabha. Each member of the Rajya Sabha is elected for a term of 6 years. So the Vice President of India presides over the Rajya Sabha. He is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So his functions are almost similar to those of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. इनके functions जो हैं same होते हैं. His functions, okay, Lok Sabha. In his absence, however, the Deputy Chairperson, who is an elected member of the Rajya Sabha, presides. A candidate for Rajya Sabha should be a citizen of India. He should be at least 30 years of age, other qualification being similar to those for the members of the Lok Sabha. Members of the Rajya Sabha can be re-elected if their voters desire so. The Rajya Sabha members ensure the interests of the state they represent. They are usually more mature and as such can exercise greater restraint and can guide the members of the Lok Sabha. For membership to the Rajya Sabha, a candidate must possess the following qualification. He must be a citizen of India. He should be 30 years of age. But इसमें qualification तो कोई mention ही नहीं कर रखी इन्होंने. He should not be a proclaimed offender. He should not hold any office of profit under the government. His name should be in the voter list of the state from where he is seeking election. मतलब वो illiterate भी हो तो चलेगा. Powers and functions of the Parliament. The Parliament is the supreme law-making body of the country. It makes law that are implemented throughout the country. It performs various other functions. The procedure of law-making and other functions of the Parliament are as follows. Law-making functions. The Parliament can enact new law or change the existing ones on the 97 subjects of the Union list. It can enact law on the subjects of the state list also beside the 47 subjects on the concurrent list. So the Union Parliament has the sole right to amend the Constitution. The procedure. Proposals for a new law or a change in an existing law is called a bill. When a bill is introduced by any member of the Parliament, it is called a non-official bill. But it is called an official bill when it is introduced by a minister. So a bill passes through the following stages. Introduction or first reading. A member of either house of the Parliament introduces the bill. The copies of the bill are distributed among the members. The member introducing the bill explains the purpose and importance of the bill. Second reading. At this stage, the bill is thoroughly discussed. Suggestions are made to change or delete certain parts of the bill. The bill is then sent to a special body called the Select Committee, which is composed of members of various political parties of the House. So the Select Committee thoroughly scrutinizes the bill. Third reading, after including suggestion, the bill is redrafted and then presented in the final form. If more than 50% of the members vote for the bill, it is passed. So the bill is then sent to the other house. The same procedure is repeated here. If the bill is passed in this house, it is sent to the president for his assent. The upper house may even return the bill with suggestions if these are not accepted by the lower house. So the president calls a joint session of both the houses. If it is passed by the joint session, the bill is sent to the president. The president too can return the bill with suggestions for change. If no suggestions or changes are made by him, he signs the bill and it becomes an act of parliament or a law. Money bill. It is a bill which deals with the income and expenditure of the government, while an ordinary bill can be introduced in either of the house of the Parliament. A money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. The procedure for passing a money bill is similar to that of an ordinary bill. Other functions. Control over government's finance. The parliament is the custodian of the national purse. It passes the budget of the union government. The budget is the government's financial plan. It shows in detail the income and expenditure of the government. In addition to the budget, a finance bill too is introduced. These finance legislation have to be approved by the parliament. Control over the executive. The most important function of the parliament is to exercise control over the government or the executive, which is directly responsible to the parliament for all acts. The members of parliament may ask questions regarding the working of various departments. The minister in charge of the department is obliged to answer the questions on the floor of the house. Moreover, the members of the parliament can move an adjournment motion on any urgent matter requiring an immediate attention of the government. Example, a railway accident or a serious tragedy or an event, the member of the Lok Sabha may present a vote of no confidence against a ministry. So if the motion is passed, the ministry as a whole must resign. If a bill or an important legislative proposal is defeated in the house, so the entire ministry has to resign. Okay, so the parliament is thus the watchdog of the interest of the people and control the activities of the executive. Judicial functions. The parliament enjoys certain judicial powers also. It can impeach the president, a judge of the Supreme Court or the High Court if they are found acting against the constitution or misusing their power or indulging in corruption. Lok Sabha has the upper hand. The Council of Ministers is primarily responsible to the Lok Sabha. If the Rajya Sabha passes a vote of no confidence, so the government is not obliged to resign. But if the Lok Sabha passes such a motion, so the government has to resign. Okay, division of subject between the center and the states. The power of the center and the states are well defined in the constitution. There are three types of lists: the union list, the state list and the concurrent list, in which the subject for legislation have been specified and made crystal clear. So number one is the union list. It contains 100 subjects, previously 97 subjects on which only the parliament can enact law. The important subjects include railway, national highway, shipping, airway, foreign affairs, international contact, UNO, meteorology, military, air force, navy, ports and telegraphs, wireless, telephones, coinage, banking, currency, ancient monuments, etc. तो ये आते हैं the union list में. Next one is the state list. It contains about 61 subjects, previously 66 subjects on which the state governments can make law. So the important subjects include police, prisons, law court, other than the Supreme Court and High Courts, hospitals, sanitation, cattle health, agriculture, road, forest, irrigation, fisheries, animal husbandry, etc. The concurrent list. It contains about 52 subjects on which both the parliament and the state legislature can make law, but the law passed by the union legislature of these subjects shall prevail over those passed by the state legislature. So the important subjects include which: marriage, medical profession, joint family, other profession, books, newspaper, trade union, labor welfare, factories, religious endowments, civil and criminal procedures, and electricity. Okay, so these are the three things. So the all topics are covered in this chapter. I hope you all are very well understand this chapter. So we will meet you in the next class. Thank you.